What's up, Star Wars fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, back with another action figure review. This time, I'll be looking at two Star Wars Black Series figures of Darth Vader. Here are the figures side by side. We have the Darth Vader from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, as well as the Darth Vader from Star Wars A New Hope. Each package features eye-popping box art, as well as biographical details of Darth Vader in 5 different languages. If you would like to read any of these, just hit pause and do so now. And now let's bust open these packages and see what's inside. Here's a look at the 2 lightsabers, and from what I can tell, these are nearly identical. I think possibly the Obi-Wan Kenobi one is slightly thicker in terms of the blade, and possibly the hilt as well, but it's a very minor difference. The hilts are both well sculpted with some very intricate paintwork. And here is the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. Both of these figures feature cloth capes as well as cloth robes, and I certainly appreciate that. The cape on this one doesn't hang quite as well as the one on the New Hope figure. But here is a look at the legs. The boots are very reflective. As you might expect, there are lines that run throughout the costume. And there's good detail on the breathing apparatus. The shoulders on this figure are slightly more narrow than the shoulders on the New Hope figure. Here's a reverse view of the figure. And this cape is very voluminous, so I certainly appreciate that. Here is the figure holding the lightsaber. It took some effort to get this into the figure's hand. However, once it's there, it is a snug fit. Here's a look at the figure's articulation, and as you might expect, it is a mixed bag due to the character's design. However, he does have double jointed knees, so you can get him into a running pose. And he has the quadriceps swivel, so that will give you posing options. The hip articulation is better than I thought it would be. The figure can kick forward and step backward, and he does have a decent spread, so you can get him into a side kicking pose, and I like that. The torso is the most limited area, as you can see, and I definitely would not force that joint. It seems like you could damage the paint very easily. Here's a look at the arms. There's rotation at the wrists, and the elbows articulate to this degree. I really wish these figures had bicep swiveling, but they do not. The shoulder joints are adequate, as you can see demonstrated here. And you can do a 360 with the arms, but be careful. There is a little bit of friction, so you don't want to do damage there. Due to the helmet, the head articulation is very limited. The figure can look side to side, but beyond that, there is very little movement. Here's a look at the New Hope Darth Vader, and I really appreciate the cape on this one. For a figure in the $25 range, this is really impressive. As you can see, you do have options with the cape, as well as the robe. Here's a closer look at the torso and head details. Like the Obi-Wan series figure, there is magnificent sculpting throughout the costume, as well as paint detail on the torso. Here's a close-up of the 2 head sculpts, and although they are very similar, the New Hope figure on the left is slightly wider, and it has a glossier finish. Here is the figure holding the lightsaber, which it does at a slightly odd angle. I wish it was a more snug fit. However, it's not that noticeable. And here's a look at the articulation. Much like the other figure, the ankles move backward and forward. There is some ankle pivoting, and that certainly helps with posing. Once again, double jointed knees. And here's a look at the quadriceps swiveling. The hip articulation is very similar to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series figure. If anything, I think that the legs may go a little further out to the sides than the other figure. Once again, very limited torso articulation. We've got wrist rotation. I thought maybe the tops of the gloves would swivel, but that is not the case. Once again, here is the articulation in the elbows. The arms do a 360 at the shoulder joints. Once again, be careful of the chest armor, the robes, and the cape. The head articulation on this figure is slightly better than the other figure. The head moves side to side, and there is a minimal amount of up and down movement. If you're looking to add a Darth Vader figure to your Black Series collection, I think that the New Hope figure has a slight edge in quality. However, given this character's importance to the mythos, multiple figures are in order if you're a collector, and you can't go wrong with either one of these. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review, and please tell all of your friends about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Star Wars content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.